Stop! Are you breaking the law that you don't even know about? Hey, if you're a property manager or a landlord and you own multiple properties or manage multiple properties, you need to know about AB 12. Well, we're going to tell you a little bit about AB 12. It's not that scary, but it is pretty simple. It's important that you learn this information. AB 12, what is it? It's the newest law that's gone into effect that will affect landlords in the state of California. It's a baby law. It just went into effect July 1st, 2024. You may not have even heard of it, or maybe you have. We're going to jump right into it. What does it do? It limits the amount of security deposit that a landlord can ask for in the state of California. It limits it to a security deposit that's no more than the amount of 1 month's rent. It used to be that you could ask for up to 2 months security deposit unless it was furnished, and then you could ask for 3. Wait, that's 4. 3. Now, under the new rules, you can only ask for a security deposit that's equal to 1 month's rent. It doesn't matter whether the property is furnished or not furnished. There are exceptions to this rule. The exceptions are for small mom and pop owners who own no more than 2 properties that contain less than 4 units. That's a pretty big exception because 70% of all the properties that are 1 to 4 units are owned by small mom and pops that most likely do not own more than those 4 units. Here's an interesting fact for you nerds who are into real estate. Of the 7.8 million houses in the state of California, roughly 20% of them, or 1.6 million of those, are rentals. Those mom and pop investors, they own about 41% of the 50 million rental units that are in the state of California. And of course, because laws are written by lawyers, there's an exception to the exception. That exception to the exception is that even if you are a small mom and pop owner, you still have to offer only 1 month security deposit to anyone who's a service member. So now that we've gotten the details out of the way, what does this actually mean? Will this law have the intended effect? The intended effect was to make it easier for people that are trying to rent a property that may not have a lot of money saved up to be able to get into a property. Well, in my humble opinion, this is another one of those attempts by government to step in and make something easier that actually makes it harder. What did Reagan say? You may know the phrase that the scariest words you'll ever hear is "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Without sounding too much like a cynic, what I mean by that is that the landlord in the past would have offset the risk incurred by accepting someone with less credit score, or maybe without as good a job history, or a poor reference from their last landlord. They would have overlooked that because they had 2 months security deposit. Now, by limiting it to only 1 month, in my opinion, many landlords are actually going to become tougher on their screening policies. This is another one of those situations where the people writing the law should have gotten together with a group of the people that are going to be using the law that they write. As in, they should have talked to some apartment owners or some landlords and see if this was something that really was going to work in the way that they wanted it to work. However, in the state of California, many landlords have resigned themselves to the fact that they are considered pariah, that they are considered the boogeyman in the conversation, even though they're the ones providing the housing. But I don't want to become political, so I'll step away from that. If you're looking for some more information or would like to know how these laws affect you, feel free to reach out to me at the number below. It's very easy to remember, 916-225-7777.